Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Easy Peasy Show brought to you by Sportasonic. You can listen to every episode of the Easy Peasy Show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else you usually listen to your podcast on. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Now let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today is August 4th of 2023. It is Friday. The weekend is here, and the Jets just scored a field goal. Football is back, baby. This is all we cared about. The Hall of Fame game is being played right now, and I couldn't be more excited. Even though NBC sucks and I can't watch it, I can at least watch the delayed play-by-play on ESPN. And so, this is what I'm talking about. August is here. Football is back. We don't have to keep forcing ourselves to talk about baseball anymore.
Hey, easy.
What? Seriously,
Come on,
what?
man.
Anyways.
Hang on. Speaking of baseball, real quick, if you're an LSU fan, something to be excited about. Dylan Cruz already got the promotion to single A from his rookie ball contract. So props to him. It was a really quick call up there, or promotion, I should say. I don't want to say call up, but if you're a Nationals fan, something to be pretty excited about.
Nice. Good for him. And hopefully that's all the baseball we'll have to talk today. Moving on to bigger and better things. Actually, moving back to the bigger and better thing, the Hall of Fame game. I know Zach Wilson's probably out there tearing it up right now. I know Aaron Rodgers called him a little boy or whatever. I kind of speed read the quote or whatever, saying like, "Oh, I'm proud of him." You know, it's like
was
a
it little brother.
I don't know. It was something crazy that I know Zach Wilson just loved to hear. So now he's going to go out there and throw a 400-yard game. Stamp it. We'll look back on it tomorrow.
What are you doing if the guy they brought in to replace you is calling you a little boy?
Oh, man, I guess it depends on the guy who they brought in to replace me. If it's Aaron Rodgers, I'm not doing much.
Well, how are you feeling, I should say?
Probably hurt. Probably had to go sleep with another mom or something.
Hey, no shame in that.
Yeah, I guess
Speaking
not.
Of, have you seen his?
I have not.
Oof.
That's all there is.
Oof. Go look her up.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll definitely whenever if I get the chance to. You know what? Actually, I'll do it right now. That's his mom?
Yes.
Looks like his sister.
I know.
That is crazy. That's like a cultist gene pool right there or something. That's creepy. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of weird stuff going on with that family. But yes, anyways, we are very excited. Football is back. Turning stone. Also, in other football news, Zach Charbonnet is back. The only reason that we care about that is because he's on my fantasy team. So,
I like Zach Charbonnet.
Congrats, Zach. Kim, you hate anything that comes out of UCLA. I've heard you say those words before. Anyways,
no, that's USC.
Oh yeah, you hate the Sissy Blues too, dude. I hear you say that all the time. And how much you love Coach O.
Yeah, I love Coach O.
Anyways, Arizona, some deep discussions with the Big 12.
Oh my gosh. Is the Pac-12 going to be a conference come next week?
No, absolutely not, dude. What are they going to do?
Way.
What could they do?
They're going to get...
I mean, it's done.
They're going to inherit the what's it called? It's not the WAC anymore. Mountain West. They're going to inherit the Mountain West Conference with San Diego State, San Jose State, and like retain like Washington State.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Everyone's bailing away from there. Man,
did you see that Oregon showed that they showed their uniforms today and they didn't even have a Big Ten patch on them?
Really? I didn't see that.
2 days ago, they posted pictures of more uniforms that did have
had SEC logos on
them. No, they did have Pac-12 logos on them though. And 2 days later, so not good news for the Pac.
Yeah. Ain't that something? Ain't that something, man? Football's back, baby. This is what I'm talking about. Look at us. Oh man, I know the general public's excited too. Anyways, and staying on football even more, Tom Brady is now a minority owner of a football club
I thought,
in England,
I thought I was going to stop when you
Birmingham
said
City.
minority.
Football. Oh, calm down, bro. Just because he's rich and white doesn't. We're not even going to get into that. Look, Birmingham City Football Club now has another owner, Tom Brady. The rich Americans are loving to take over soccer in England. And I don't know what the fad is with that. Lionel Messi tried to get away from there, from
Yeah,
the promptest soccer, I should say. And now the Americans are all into it. I know Larry Nance Jr. I know he's like an owner. Who else?
what?
Not an owner, co-owner of Leeds United.
Larry Nance.
Junior, but
Yeah, sorry. That's
um,
I didn't realize that's crazy.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Isn't LeBron part owner of some team now?
I think he is. And then you got Ryan Reynolds too. So I mean,
What
I
about
don't
Ryan
know.
Reynolds one?
Ryan Reynolds, comma TOO. But
What,
yep, soccer's
what does this have
staying
to do with
relevant now.
Deadpool?
I don't know. I'm excited for it though.
Deadpool 3 is gonna be so good.
Oh, absolutely. I have obviously high expectations for it, and I expect the expectations to be blown out of the water in a good way. In a good
Obviously off
way.
topic, but I'm sure you saw there are rumors that Scarlet Witch and Jean Grey are gonna have a fight off in that movie.
I'm not impressed.
Doesn't move me.
Yep, exactly. I did see was keeping up with Twitter today because for some reason entertainment news is
What's that?
relevant right now. Sorry, X. I was on X today,
Oh god,
and
dude! Every time I scroll past it on my phone, I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
but I saw that Huey from The Boys was supposed to be the Human Torch, or he was rumored to be, and then the rumors got shut down immediately. And now, what's his face from Stranger Things? Eddie, is that his name? The one that they killed off. Spoiler alert! Like they brought him back. They brought him into season 3 and they killed him off immediately, pretty much.
I'm interested.
But yeah, I think rumors are that he's going to be the Human Torch. So that'll be interesting. Anyways,
Do
back
we
to
get a
sports.
Metallica solo from him in this movie too?
Sure as hell hope not. Anyways, moving on. So yeah, I think that's it for NFL at least for football, which is unfortunate. Other than we're excited that it's back, but moving on to some weekend events. Obviously, the biggest event of the year. Diaz and Paul are going to be boxing
Mm.
in what should be a slobber knocker. Should
Mm.
reel in more money than McGregor and Mayweather. There's plenty of things this fight's going to do. Trust me, it's not a
Not be
money
good
grab.
boxing.
Trust me. Are you
Yeah.
kidding
No.
me? Nate Diaz,
There's no way.
dude. He's like the ultimate boxer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He's the most conventional, traditional boxer you've ever seen. It's not like he slaps people in the middle of the octagon.
No.
It's totally not like he got a move named after him.
Can we get the odds on a slap in the boxing ring?
Can you slap with the gloves on?
I
I'm
mean, you
sure
can
Nate will
try.
find a way.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nate's going to find a way. But yeah,
He's gonna find a way to flip him off in the middle of the ring too, somehow, some way.
yeah, he'll lay down like his brother in the
Or
middle of
stun
the.
Paul and then point at him.
Yes, he's gonna do something. He's gonna be sure the crowd gets their money. Which I guess that's all that really matters to him. Now. So yeah, we got going on. Sorry, my phone keeps blowing up because Arizona's trying to dip on out of there. So we got that going on Saturday, and let's see. So that should be, I guess, a decently interesting fight. But moving on to more interesting fights, we got. Actually, before we do that, I would like to mention something near and dear to me and you both, Peyton, which you may have forgotten about already. But it is that you can now gamble on Slam Ball.
Yes.
I mean, this is a big moment in sports history. The mob runs deep, mob ties. It's them or nothing this year, in my opinion.
It's gotta be.
from the 2 games I've watched, and it's just not much to be said other than like I
73-9
said,
Warriors, but they'll get that shit.
Yes, exactly. Precisely. Yes, that's equally exciting as anything else going on. And real quickly, I'll touch on this because I know me nor you are really prolific in golf with the Wyndham Championships going on right now. Russell Henley he's 8 under par. He's currently in the lead. He has sole position of first. Obviously, they still got to play through the weekend. But followed closely behind, 7 under par, got Svensson and Hanan. Um, they're all doing pretty good. Let's say Henley will tee off tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. That's why I couldn't be a golfer. I see Adam Scott's tipping off at noon though. That would totally be me. Have a good bit of time to get some beers in, and then go to the swing some clubs at a ball. I mean, it's no different than baseball. Anyways,
see how many clubs I can break.
Yeah, I mean, I told you you'd have to Happy Gilmore. I mean, there's got to be at least one Happy Gilmore on the tour somewhere. I mean, there's not much else to do. I mean, I don't know how serious you can take it. I do need to get into golf. It seems relaxing, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you might as well commit to the whole, I suck at golf thing anyways. Just really be flamboyant with it. Be over the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to get into golf. It's just so expensive, dude. So it's just come on, man. I can't.
Yeah.
It seems like fun, don't get me wrong, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Did I tell you about the time that I was asked to leave the course because I was taking too long and the people behind me were getting aggravated?
No, you did not.
Yeah, that happened.
That sounds about right. Jets got another field goal. This is what I'm talking about, baby. NFL, baby. Oh, yes. Like, come on. What is there not to be excited about? I could talk about this all night.
What is there not to be excited about? The Browns.
Yes, fair enough. Yes, stay away from the massage parlors in Cleveland.
No masseuse is safe.
Yes, absolutely. And the men's national team gearing up for the World Cup. Not like the Olympics or anything, but still pretty valuable. I believe they all showed up to camp today. They're all getting their work in Vegas. I think they'll be playing exhibition games pretty soon. I know they're supposed to play Puerto Rico. Last time I checked, is their first exhibition game in Vegas. Not sure when that's going to happen. Like I said, I didn't really keep up with that. I just was seeing on Twitter today all of them were getting checked in and getting all their jerseys and stuff. So, should be interesting. I expect all the boys, even though it's not like we have, LeBron James and I'm trying to think. Just, because all the top players are international, so I got to go down the list. It's not like we have Tatum, Booker, James out there playing for us, but I mean, at the end of the day, our mid-level talent should be steps above other countries' top talent.
Yep.
So,
I forget when somebody said, "Imagine how good the U.S. national team would be in soccer if Giannis was our goalie." I don't think they realized.
Does he know?
Precisely.
But yeah, that's all the. I feel like I covered the majority of the sports news that was going on for Thursday and today. I'm not sure if there's anything more you needed to. If you wanted to say anything.
No, not really.
Boring.
Sadly, it's still pretty slow. It's getting there though.
Yeah, like I said, we're ramping up. These are exciting times to be in, and that's what I'm about right now, dude. Like I said, I could use anything in my life right now, football related. Anything other than baseball. Yeah. UFC is pretty much all. The UFC and Formula One. Formula One's on a break right now. UFC's been going strong. They've had 10 fights in a row. I say fights in a row, but 10 cards in a row. So that's really the only thing that's been keeping me afloat. But like I said, I'm happy that football's back. Baby, not much to complain about there.
There's actually somebody, no idea who this even is. I mean, I don't follow this guy on Twitter. Nothing. But he just pulled an old tweet from me from 2021.
That should be good.
That said, I'm not a Jets fan, so I couldn't care less. I was just stating the stats were inaccurate. But I do think Wilson will be a good NFL quarterback. Talking about Zach Wilson. Man. Yeah, I whiffed on that one.
Hey, it's all right. Yeah, that's what hot takes are for. I mean, they're hot for a reason. I'm not sure if you consider it a hot take at a time or if you're like actually legitimately, sold into that, bought into that, I should say.
Well, sometimes I do tend to trust NFL GMs taking quarterbacks that high up sometimes. And I liked Wilson's tape in college. I think he was, obviously, he was kind of a project piece, but I do think he has. I do think he still has some potential there, but I don't know. He has to be in the
Zach Wilson mixtape. He just said, "Yeah, never mind. We're trading everything for Aaron Rodgers."
Exactly.
They said, "I've seen enough."
Yeah. I don't know why this dude had to do this to me. I mean,
Twitter is a ruthless and lawless land. It feels like you can see.
I've never interacted with this man in my life, and he's pulling my tweets from 21. I mean, what's going on, dude?
He probably searched something in the hot bar near the first thing to pop up.
He must have been scrolling for a while.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if he searched enough keywords, I mean, you may have been the one and only thing to pop up.
Maybe so. I might be the only person that has Zach Wilson good in their tweet.
Probably. But who knows? Maybe years down the road, we'll all be looking back on this as Zach Wilson surpasses Tom Brady.
Let me cook.
Then you can pull that tweet back out and be like, haha.
Yeah. He did say, "Don't worry, bro. I got my own old takes that were bad."
I'm sure we all do. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure we all do. I don't.
So on that subject, what do you think would be your worst football take of all time, or not just football, but sports take in general?
My worst sports take. I don't know. Not to brag, but I'm pretty much like spot on with all my predictions. I've called the past 6 Super Bowl winners in a row preseason.
Yeah. Slight word.
I mean that's pretty easy. Let's see. I'm pretty solid on my college basketball brackets, my March Madness brackets. Didn't look too pretty last year. You know what? Actually, I will say last year I had Arizona. Or I say last year, but I guess this year, March Madness, I had Arizona going into the championship game against UConn, and Arizona bowed out in the first round as a 2 seed.
Yeah,
so that was a pretty bad by me. But
we don't speak of Arizona.
Yes, March Madness is just very tough to predict. If you're not me, I can predict the winners though.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely. Go UConn, baby. They want me plenty of money.
All jokes aside, what are we saying our worst sports take of all time is?
Dude, I don't know. I don't have any evidence of like bad sports takes by me. I'm not airing my stuff out. No, I'm not airing my stuff out on Twitter.
No, I mean I don't air all my opinions out on Twitter either. But
am I supposed to be keeping a list of all my takes? Like this is
no, but like
NBA on TNT.
Who's somebody that you were convinced was going to pan out in like the NFL or NBA and just didn't?
Patrick Queen. Yeah, anybody know he's okay now next to Roquan Smith. Oh my God, you see, that's what I don't know. I really don't, man. You got me stumped. I can't come up with bad takes. What about him?
You thought he was going to be good.
He's a wide receiver 1.
Come again?
He's a wide receiver 1.
A wide receiver 1 on bench.
He's injured right now. You keep up with the news?
Can't stay healthy, bro.
He's got injured like once. Odell. Well, Odell's a wide receiver 1 now.
That's my point.
I mean,
Zay Flowers is projected to be wide receiver 2.
I mean, yes, but you act like we have
Zay
Odell
Flowers
signed
is-
for the next 6 years.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
You act like we have Odell signed for the next 6 years. He's just here as a lease.
That's true, but still, Bateman ain't wide receiver 1, bro.
He is on the Ravens.
Fair.
Well, you expect every team to have Cooper Kupps and Devontae Adams and Jamar Chases and Justin Jeffersons? I mean, seriously.
No, of course not.
So what's your definition of wide receiver 1 then?
They could go to teams such as that and compete for wide receiver 1, like
so the Cooper Kupps and the Devontae Adams and the Justin Jeffersons and the Jamar Chases.
But here's my thing. If he's a true wide receiver 1, he's getting beat out by a rookie wide receiver, is he truly a wide receiver 1?
He's injured right now. Wait, am I missing something?
It doesn't matter if he's injured, man.
Well, he can't play right now, so he's a wide receiver nothing right now.
But he's not as good.
Because he's injured. What am I missing? What am I missing? What are you trying to say that I'm missing?
Never mind. Just don't worry about it, man. I don't know how to spell it out from you.
Well, then try it. Maybe you speak clear English.
I mean,
and we can get through this together.
I was speaking pretty clear.
Okay, so he's not a wide receiver 1 because he's injured, but he's being outplayed by other people because he's injured. So therefore, he's not a wide receiver 1.
He's injured because he's better.
Who's better?
Zay Flowers and Odell Beckham Jr.
I have yet to see Zay Flowers play even a preseason game in the NFL. I cannot comfortably predict.
I'm telling you, he's better than Rashad Bateman.
I sure hope he is. That'd be awesome.
I'm very confident in it.
I mean, that'd be great. I have high expectations for Zay Flowers too, but I haven't seen him play other than in college.
You saw Bateman play in college?
Actually, I didn't really, but...
Well, he wasn't as good as Zay Flowers in college. Not that always matters, but...
Jamarcus Russell.
Yes.
Rashad Perryman.
How could I forget?
But no, I do think as of now, Rashad Bateman is a wide receiver 1. Or especially next year. That's kind of hard to say with Odell on the team, but I don't know. To say that Rashad Bateman isn't a wide receiver 1 whenever he was literally a wide receiver 1 last year.
But I mean, it's just we're going off of the Ravens. Mm-hmm. The wide receivers for the Ravens are not exactly, how do I say, good.
They weren't used well, I'd say. I feel like any team would be happy to have Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, as a deep threat, not necessarily as a wide receiver 1, though.
Well, you just said the wide receivers weren't good, though. And Devin Duvernay, I think, is more of a deep threat.
But I'm just saying people would like to have Rashad Bateman as a deep threat. I'm not denying that. Whatever. We'll agree to disagree here. We'll agree to disagree.
I don't know. Rashad Bateman is not a wide receiver 1 when he was a wide receiver 1 last season. It's just one of the greatest takes of all time. Speaking of hot takes.
Put him on the Saints. Is he wide receiver 1 with the Saints?
No, I mean, I'd hope not with Michael Thomas and Chris Olave.
He's not even better than Chris Olave.
So, so we're saying conditionally wide receiver 1.
What I mean is,
we're cherry picking different situations where he's not a wide receiver 1.
Almost any team, and you can say their receiver's better than him on every team almost. Just because
that's what I said. We're cherry picking the situations where we're calling him wide receiver 1.
Bottom 5 wide receiver core in the league doesn't make you a wide receiver 1. Just because you're the best or the worst.
So you're using the term like whenever we started this debate here, when I said you're calling like wide receiver 1s, you mean like the Cooper Kupps and the Devontae Adams, that upper echelon wide receivers. You're calling them wide receiver 1s, Not based
Okay,
on their
yes, yes.
position on the
No,
depth
no, oh,
chart,
yeah,
but
yes,
based
I
off their
am.
talent.
I am, yes.
Okay, well, that's all you had to say instead of arguing that that wasn't the case.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
No, shut up.
Anyway,
He's
me.
not wide receiver one.
Okay, I guess not in your eyes, not in your weird little made up little talent hierarchy tree pyramid
Look,
thing
I
you got
know.
going on
Look, I know
here.
you have. I know you're biased towards the Ravens, dude, but he ain't
Oh, dude,
great.
I don't care about Rashad Bateman. You know what happened whenever we
No,
lost him last season? Absolutely nothing. Nothing changed on the trajectory of our team.
believe me, I know.
So, and not to say I don't care about Rashad Bateman. I think he's a good wide receiver, and I think he does mean a lot. But I'm just saying, the wide receivers weren't the problem last year for the Ravens.
Not entirely.
No, they weren't the problem at all.
Not
I think
entirely.
yes, obviously yes, you'd love to have more wide receiver talent if you're a team like
Being
the
that they went and
Ravens.
got Odell, I would agree.
But
I would think they
yes,
agree with
and
that too.
Aguilar, and they were like closely tied to DeAndre Hopkins and stuff. But
Aguilar.
that and they drafted. Not only did they sign a top wide receiver in free agency, but they drafted and used a round one pick on a wide receiver. So kind of shows where they thought they were lacking on the depth chart, and I agree that they're lacking in that particular area. But I also think that your team's your team's only as good as your offensive coordinator, and thank goodness they got rid of the national threat. That is, he who shall remain unnamed.
Greg Roman.
I said he who shall remain unnamed. We don't mention that name around here.
Mentioned it today on Twitter. To you, actually.
Yeah, no, and I had to stop everything I was doing at work because I got a little worried.
Did you like that tweet though?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did. I just didn't like just seeing that guy's name.
Yes, no, I understand. I understand. It probably brought you PTSD.
Yes,
Played
well,
your
because
PTSD
you
up.
sent me the tweet and it said like, "What is Greg Roman doing here?" You said something along those lines, and I
On my
got a little
For You
concerned.
page, yeah.
Yeah, yes, I got a little concerned after I saw that because I thought he got like hired somewhere or something,
Oh
or like I
no.
thought he was spotted somewhere, and I was like, "Oh man."
Mm.
That's why I had to hurry up and check. Yes, I just saw that meme. But
Mm.
anyways, I think that's a good stopping point. If you would like to perhaps move on to a little Nashville action going down for the UFC.
Yeah, man. I'm ready for it.
All right. I think obviously this isn't like a jam packed, like entertaining, UFC 291 swashbuckler, but I think we do have some pretty even fights. Some of them I was
Get
able
some
to do a little
solid
bit more
ones for sure.
research. Yes, absolutely. Some of them I was able to do more research on than others. So I may have some rudimentary takes, but I do believe they are in good faith. And like I said, I will make predictions once again in good faith, just because I feel like I owe you and the listeners that. Makes things more interesting. I'm not saying I'm putting money on any of these, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I won some money off the last card. Maybe I can win some money off of this one. But I gotta see the weigh-ins first. Like I said, I freaking hate doing this song and dance where you're like, oh yeah, man, this dude is gonna dominate, and then he's crawling in up to the scale, looking homeless, and it's like, oh, maybe this wasn't the move, like, oh, I'm definitely changing sides now. But anyways, we can move on to the fights if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to have name duty, or you want to try it this go around, or?
Uh, I'll try my hand at it. I'm gonna butcher some of these, but there's
Okay,
only one
it
way to.
doesn't matter. We're here to learn. Don't worry. I'll correct you and call you stupid if you're wrong.
Yeah, there's only one way to get better, right? So we'll start off the card. Like Zach said, it's not jam packed with star power, but it is packed up with some pretty decent fights. It looks like it's probably gonna be a lot of close fights. So excited for that. But starting it off, we got Osborne versus Almabayev.
Are you looking for me for confirmation of the
Yes.
pronunciation? Yeah, I'll say Amabayev.
Okay.
If you just say it
Amabayev.
fast, if you just say it fast enough, people will not question your pronunciation because it sounds like you're confident about the pronunciation. So, like, oh man, this guy, he pronounced the name
That
fast. He must really know what he's saying, you know. But yeah, you
is
just say it
fair.
fast. It just make
That
it
is
roll off the
fair.
tongue. It don't really matter what you say.
Yep. So Osborne, he's 12-5 overall, 4-3 in the UFC. Um, Almabayev is 17-2 overall and making his UFC debut. Um, Osborne kind of a balanced fighter, whereas Almabayev is more of a submission specialist. I do look for Almabayev to get it done by submission.
Yeah, Amabayev. I wouldn't really call him a submission specialist. I think he does have submissions in his game, but he more or less, at least from what I've seen, he definitely likes to get takedowns. And the thing he loves more than takedowns is having ground control. Now, obviously, when he can, he likes to sneak in the submissions. That's definitely not an all the time thing, though. And I'm pretty sure he has a good bit of submissions on his record. But he's
Yeah,
making
I
his
guess I should
debut.
have. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I was going to say he's making his debut into the UFC. Um, I'm high on Osborne, but I think there's a lot to be said about Amabayev. So I got Amabayev winning by decision, mainly getting minutes on the ground. And like I said, I don't think Osborne's gonna. I think Osborne, like I said, in his own right, he's a good fighter. And, he's not the greatest of the stand up game, but he can hold his own. But I don't foresee him being able to stuff the takedowns of Amabayev.
Yeah, no, and I guess I should have picked my words a little bit more carefully instead of saying submission specialist. That was
Yeah, you should
wrong.
have. You should have. Yes, yes.
So
I'm joking. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
it happens. Moving on to the next
Easy
fight, we have
names. Easy names.
yes, yes, yes. Um,
Uh
oh, this one's not even on the UFC website. Did the
oh.
Woodson
Ooh.
fight get the Woodson fight? Did it get knifed?
I don't think so. I can check really quick
Oh,
for you.
never mind. It's still
I
one
don't think.
above it.
Yeah,
They have it
I think
yeah.
there's another fight before that one,
Yeah.
anyways.
The next fight is Cody Durden versus Jake Hadley. Easy fight. I mean, easy names to pronounce. Love it.
You
Um,
mispronounced. It's Hadley.
no, I didn't. Get out of here.
Yes, I'm joking.
Um, Hadley is 10-1, 2-1 in the UFC, and Durden is 15-4 and 1, and 4-2-1 in the UFC. Both are kind of balanced guys. Do look for Durden to get it done via TKO. I think it could be a pretty good fight, though.
Yeah, yeah. It should be a pretty good fight. Um, I'm really high on Cody Durden. I love me some Cody Durden. I've been a fan. Been a fan for a hot minute now, or at least I think I first saw him fight like a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago. I can't remember who it was he fought, but he was pretty solid on the feet. But on the other hand, I think Jake Hadley, his striking wasn't that good coming into the UFC, but man, he's been getting better and better, and he's just such a great volume guy. Uh, I'm not sure that Durden's going to be able to slow him down, and I think not only that, Durden cannot defend submissions to take his life. Oh, I'm sorry, to take his life. So, you know, what's the saying I'm trying to think of? To save his life. He can't
Yeah.
defend to save his life, which is literally what you're trying to do when you're trying to defend subs. Um, he can get takedowns. He'll try to stay on top. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. And he's coming in on short notice. Not the greatest matchup for him. I got Hadley by submission. And like I said, I think he's going to be able to put that pressure on Durden. And he's going to be able to sneak in a submission.
Yeah, so for me, like I said, Durden. I have Durden. I just think Durden is just going to pull an upset. I don't know. There's been a lot of upsets the past few weeks, so
Yeah, if it goes to decision, it's definitely liable to be an upset because the judges are just absolutely bonkers nowadays. As a matter of fact, I do have some of my closer fights that go to decision. I just pick the underdog solely based off the judges sucking.
yeah. But next fight is gonna be Sean Woodson versus Dennis Bazukja. I butchered that. I
Just
know.
say bazooka.
Bazooka, Bozo,
There you
whatever you want
go.
to say. Woodson's 3-1 in the UFC, and Dennis is 11-2 overall, making his UFC debut. This fight is probably going to be pretty fun to watch. Both guys bringing pretty good records here. Definitely two stand up guys. They're not necessarily very. There's not much wrestling between the two, so I'm looking for this to be kind of a slugfest.
Oh
I
yeah, it
do
should
have
be
Woodson winning.
by
TKO.
nice. All right. Yeah, I think even though these two guys they do like to strike, it's not going to surprise. These guys are just at the end of the day they're featherweights. I'm not saying featherweights don't have the most power. I'm just saying these two guys in particular don't have the most power. Shoot, I
You would
can't.
be correct with the first statement too.
Yeah, and Bazooka. He doesn't. I really don't know his record that well. So I'm not really familiar with him. I think he's coming in on
11 and
short
2.
notice for this fight. Oh,
11-2, making his UFC debut.
and he's making his UFC debut.
Yep.
He fought on the Contender Series. Um. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I don't have much research in this fight, but I'm just going to go with the vet here in Woodson. Even though he hasn't fought in about a year, and I think Bazooka's a lot more active a fighter, I think Woodson's experience should kind of help him here. I think it's just going to be a close fight regardless. I'm going to have Woodson by decision.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think experience really matters for me. So um, I think Woodson gets it done. Moving on, we have Jeremiah Wells versus Carlston Harris. Jeremiah Wells, the favorite. Carlston Harris, the slight underdog. Wells at 12, 2-1, 4-0 in the UFC, and Harris at 18-5 overall, 3-1 in the UFC. Both guys are pretty balanced. But I do have Wells by decision here. I think he gets it done.
It's interesting. You have this fight going to decision. I have this fight. I say this. There's no way this fight gets out of the second round at the latest. These two guys, especially I'm more familiar with Jeremiah Wells, seeing him fight a lot more recently. I think he fought Samuelsberger, won in split decision. But somehow I love watching Jeremiah Wells fight. And
I mean, you're saying that it's surprising that you think this fight goes the distance, but him and Simmelsberger went the distance.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But I think it's a little bit different here with Harris. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Harris fight, but he is what's the word? Unique. He has. I'm not sure he has had any technical training as far as boxing is concerned.
So he's like
But
Tony
boy,
Ferguson.
does this dude have power! And man, it's fun to watch this. It's gonna be fun to watch this fight. This may be one of the more entertaining fights on the card. Like I said, this fight's gonna someone is getting clocked here. Someone's getting starched, and it's probably not gonna be pretty. But boy, is it going to be an entertaining fight. I do have Carlston Harris by knockout, and a fight that's going to be this close, I think it could go either way. It's literally going to be just who lands the hit, because neither of these guys are going to be able to defend striking. Neither of them can grapple. They both have a crap ton of power. But like I said, I'm gonna give the edge to Harris just because I like his fighting style just a little bit more. It's a lot more fun to watch. So I'm gonna hope his unique style can get past Wells and find
I
him.
hear you. Next, we have Kyler Phillips versus Rayoni Barcelos. I do have Barcelos by KO here. He's 10-2, 4-1 in the UFC, whereas Barcelos is 17. Oh no, I'm sorry. Barcelos is 17-4, 6-3 in the UFC. Phillips is 10-2, 4-1 in the UFC. I kind of teetered on going both ways here, but in the end, I did go Barcelos. I do think like I said earlier, the experience in the UFC kind of weighs differently for me.
Yeah, I feel that, and I think both these guys are relatively tough, and you're fighting a bantamweight. So once again, it's just a matter of not that much power to be thrown around. Do I think a knockout can happen? Yes, I think if it's going to happen though, it's probably going to come from the Phillips side. I'm not confident and Barcelos being able to get a knockout, I'd be probably just as confident. Actually, yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm confident in Barcelos being able to get a knockout, but I still think he's going to win. But both these fighters are going to slow down as the fight goes on. They both shown that they're going to do that. They're going to come out round one, not really swinging, but just kind of putting pressure on each other. And you'll see as you watch this fight, it's going to be like, man, like round three is going to be like, yeesh. Like maybe they should have called this fight a round ago. But this is one of those fights that I was saying earlier that I'm just going to
Kind of like
have.
the Blachowicz-Quadrado fight.
Yes, I'm going to predict this fight to go to decision. I'm going to predict that in a fight this close that the judges are going to get it wrong, and they're going to go with Barcelos by decision. So probably split decision, Barcelos. You want to be on that. You want to be on the underdog side whenever you go to a decision at this point, especially if it's going to be a close fight, because you just like I said, you never know with these judges.
Yeah, rounding out the prelims, it's going to be Billy Quarantillo versus Damon Jackson. Billy has a record of 17-5, 5-3 in the UFC. Jackson with a record of 22-5-1, 5-3-1 in the UFC. It kind of depends to me where this fight is fought, if it's on the ground or if it's on the feet. If it's on the feet, Billy gets it done easily. If it's on the ground, I think Damon edges it out. Overall, I do have Billy winning the fight by either decision or KO.
Yes, and I do as well. I have him winning by knockout. I think he's going to be able to get it done before this has to go to decision. I think Billy's got great power. Jackson, if he can get the takedowns, then yeah, he should be able to win this fight. I just don't think he's going to be able to. I think Quarantillo is going to put on that pressure that we've seen him do in the past. And Jackson, at this point in his career, you've seen him. It's been kind of a weird little downfall considering he's still winning. But you get starched by Dan Ige, it's not a good look. So, I hate to like look at losses as a means of justifying my decisions, but you kind of have to. And like I said, just Damon Jackson, just watching him lately, he just like so his like I said, his durability is a big question mark for me. And going up against a guy like Quarantillo, that's probably the worst question mark to have. So yeah, give me Billy by KO.
Yeah, 28 fights is. I mean, obviously there's guys with a lot more fights, but 28 fights is still a lot of fights. Take a lot of damage. Mm-hmm. Next up, starting out the main card, you got Ignacio Bahamondes. Oh man,
yes, you messed up both of those names. Ignacio Bahamondes.
Oh man, versus Ludovic Klein.
Yep.
Thank you. Bahamondes is 14-4, 3-1 in the UFC. Klein 19-4, 3-2 in the UFC. I think Klein's a little bit more rounded, but I think Bahamondes gets it done by KO.
Nice. Yeah, I think Bahamondes says he's been getting better and better and better and better in each fight. Dude's pretty young. I mean, so is Klein, but Bahamondes, he's been fighting decently actively. He kind of had a pretty big layoff between his last two fights, but man, I mean, we go back and watch these fights. He's kind of dominating. Klein, on the other hand, he's been very underwhelming. His best fight has been against Mason Jones, who has been cut from the UFC. So, not exactly the greatest look. Basically, with all that being said, like I said, Bahamondes he's definitely improved all around. Man, he's got some good takedown defense that Klein's definitely going to be looking for. So yeah, give me Ignacio by decision. I think he should be able to defend the takedowns, land those more significant strikes, be a little bit more active, and look a lot better in the judges' eyes than Klein probably ever will.
Yep, concur. Moving on, we have Tanner Boser versus Alexa Kammer. Boser 20-10-1 overall, 4-5 in the UFC. Cameron 6-2 overall, 1-2 in the UFC. I'm gonna be honest, don't really know how they scored a main card fight here. Both of them having losing records in the UFC. I know that sometimes doesn't matter, but I don't know. I just don't like seeing that on a main card to me. Um, they're pretty low ranked in their division to be on a main card, number 80 and number 68, like heavyweights in the world. But I got Cameron by TKO. I think he's a little bit more active, a little bit younger, so I got him by TKO.
Yeah, you say you the camera's more active. I think that's kind of, at least in my eyes, I think it's a little backwards. Bozer's definitely the more active fighter. Cameron's coming off
Oh
of a
wait,
2 year
no.
layoff.
I'm sorry. Cameron took a good little layoff, didn't he?
Yes, he's coming off a 2 year layoff, which isn't the worst thing to do when you're 25. But like I said, with UFC fighters, it's hit or miss. Sometimes they come back looking exactly how they looked when they, before they took the layoff, and other times they're drastically improved. So
John Jones.
this fight's gonna suck unless Cameron just comes out and like he's done some Karate Kid training the past 2 years. Like I said, this fight just isn't going to be that interesting. I do have Cameron by decision. Um, I'm not sure what else. I don't know. Like I said, I think the only reason this fight's on the main card is just because it's light heavyweights. That may be the only reason it's there. But yes, Kimura had 2 losses and then took a layoff. So maybe he's been doing some, soul searching, getting some good training in. You never know.
Yeah, some Jan Blachowicz Suicide Force training.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on to a better fight. Got Diego Lopez versus Gavin Tucker. Tucker 13-2 in the overall 4-2 in the UFC. Lopez 21-6, 0-1 in the UFC. Man, I think these two guys are pretty much evenly matched. And the rankings also agree with me, with Tucker being the number 59 featherweight in the world and Lopez being the number 60 featherweight in the world. I do have, I guess you could call it a slight upset. I do have Lopez by decision here.
I checked the odds today. Lopez is actually, I guess as far as rankings are concerned,
Yeah,
yes, to be an
that's
upset.
just been rankings.
Yeah, Lopez is. I think a lot of money's been coming in on Lopez for what that's worth. He's a decent favorite. He's one of the, I won't say one of the bigger favorites on the card, but he's a pretty decent favorite. And I kind of agree with the public here. Tucker's getting older. He has once again hasn't fought in a couple years. And the only way I see him winning this fight is by getting ground control, and which I think he can do because Lopez has been taken down by, it feels like, everyone he fights, whether or not they have good takedowns or not. And I mean, boy, this dude cannot fight off his back. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Lopez is going to be able to put on some pressure, and I think Lopez will probably end up on top. I foresee him getting a submission or a TKO. I kind of see him going for a club and sub kind of deal. He's going to wear Tucker down. So Tucker's going to, like I said, he's just getting older. You don't really want to put faith in a guy who's getting older and, I mean, I don't know. Just a lot of question marks for Tucker right now. Unless I'll take the much younger guy, much more active guy, and the guy who I think has a little bit more passive victory.
Yep, I agree with that. Moving on to the second or the last fight before, I would say kind of like co-main events with Jessica Andrade and Suarez, and then Sandhagen and Font. Dustin Jacoby versus Kennedy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Jacoby is 18-7 overall, 6-4 in the UFC, and Kennedy is 12-3, 6-3 in the UFC. Another pretty closely ranked bout. I go off a ranking sometimes. I know it doesn't always mean anything. However, it is good to know. Jacoby, the number 17 ranked light heavyweight in the world, and Kennedy, the number 18. But I will go by Kennedy by decision. I think he's the favorite in the fight as well. So I do tend to agree with the public.
Yes, and I think this is going to be a close fight, and this is all going to pivot off the game plan of Kennedy and Shaq Wu. So look, um, we've all seen. I say we've all seen the fights. So if you haven't seen the past fights of Kennedy and Shaq, go watch them because you're gonna say, "How's this dude in the UFC?" When you watch the first round of all of his fights, and because this dude gets beat up and it's never pretty, and but it's weird because it's like that's part of his game plan. It's like to almost let the opponent wear themselves out on him. And I mean, but this dude always looks like he's on the brink of death at the end of the first round. But so do his opponents after they beat him up. So then he'll just sneak in and do whatever he wants. It's kind of a crazy thing he has going on. But with all that being said, I think Jacoby's going to win the fight on the feet, and the striking advantage is pretty big. I mean, he's got a solid kickboxing background. But with that being said, he's not going to have any takedown defense. And I think Kennedy and Shaq, he's been solid. He's been really improving in the wrestling or grappling game lately. I think that's where the biggest advantage between either of these two fighters is Kennedy's wrestling. So Kennedy, if he's smart, it's not going to be a pretty fight, but he's just going to take down Jacoby, keep him there on the ground. Jacoby's not going to be able to do much about it. Give me Sheku by decision.
Yep. Moving on, got Jessica Andrade versus Tatiana Suarez. Jessica Andrade has not looked good as of late. Whereas Suarez is up and coming, she's undefeated. I do think Suarez gets the win via decision.
Yeah, not much to be said about this fight. Kind of how you have it. At this point in Andrade's career, it's things haven't been pretty. I mean, just watching her in her past fights, it looks like she's going out there just to get the check and get out of there. She's got a lot going on in her personal life that she seems to care more about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm going to spare you the details. But at the end of the day, I think Suarez looked pretty good in her return off of a huge layoff against De La Rosa. But like I said, it looks solid in her return. I think it's more or less going to be the same against Andrade. I think Andrade's just she's going to go in there, not do much. Suarez is going to take advantage, get her down to the ground because Andrade sucks at defending takedowns anyways. And at this point in her career, I don't trust her to defend a takedown against the wind. So Suarez is going to do that. I think Suarez is going to try. She's going to play the game where she's going to try and win minutes on top, but she's going to eventually get a submission in. And I think it's probably going to happen in the first round too. So yeah, give me Tatiana Suarez by submission, first round, quick fight. Goodbye, Andrade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of sad the way Jessica's career has just kind of fallen off. Moving on to the next fight, Corey Sandhagen versus Rob Font. Corey Sandhagen at 16-4 and Rob Font at 20-6. Both won their last fight. Font does have a slight reach advantage. However, Sandhagen has a slight leg reach advantage. I think they're both pretty similar in the sense of their styles of fighting, but I do have Sandhagen winning the fight.
What do you have him winning by?
Knockout.
Interesting. Yeah, and I think that could go either way. I think he has just as much of a path to win it by decision as he does knockout. I think that's literally a coin flip. Rob Font, I mean, look, the dude's tough. Don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things. It's kind of like Tony Ferguson last week. You fight a fight and it kind of ruins your career. And Rob Font has gotten to that point in his career where the Marlon Vera fight wasn't pretty, and he just hasn't looked good since. Granted, it's only been one fight, but I mean, even before then, he just wasn't looking the best. So yeah, aging Rob Font. Too much damage, Rob Font. And don't get me wrong, Corey Sandhagen, he's not exactly a powerhouse. I mean, I don't think he's got the most power in his shots.
He's very fighter,
yes, and I think he's just going to be able to get a knockout. I mean, like I said, Rob Font, I don't think he's ever been knocked out, but I think it happens. I think it happens this weekend. Give me Sandhagen by knockout.
Yeah, so going off to Font, I mean, you say he didn't look great in his leading up to that Vera fight. He did. He had won 3 straight, I believe, heading into that Aldo fight, and then of course lost to Jose Aldo, which is, I mean, no shame in losing to Aldo, one of the, if not the greatest featherweight of all time, featherweight, flyweight, feather. What? I'm sorry. What? He's flyweight, right?
Oh, I'm not good with the divisions.
Bantamweight. I don't know, but I don't think. I think Aldo was outside of his weight class in that one. But obviously, Aldo, one of the greatest fighters of all time. Um, no shame in losing to that man. And then, of course, losing to Marlon Vera, who's great in his own right. Um, so I don't think he is just falling off of a cliff, like you say, but he definitely hasn't looked like himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's for sure. I think, and truth be told, I'll stick to my guns. I do think he's kind of fallen off pretty
I
majorly,
mean, look, yeah,
and
he's falling off for
you'll
sure,
definitely
but
see it come this weekend.
I don't
That's not
think
even going
it's.
to be a competitive fight.
I think it's somewhat disrespectful to compare it to like, hey, Tony Ferguson type drop off.
Right, but I mean, most people would also say
Considering
that's disrespectful to say that Tony Ferguson had a huge drop off, but it
dude
is what
hadn't won a
happened.
fight since he fought Justin Gaethje, man. I don't know what you want people to say.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, look, he put me. I'm looking at two fighters right now. One who lost to Marlon Vera pretty easily, pretty badly, I should say, and one who beat Marlon Vera not even 4 months ago. So
I hear you. I think Sandhagen wins the fight very easily. I'm just saying about Font. I don't think it's as bad of a drop off as like I said, Tony Ferguson. That was it's really ugly for Tony.
I mean, yeah, sure. There's not many fighters who have the same downfall as Tony Ferguson, but I do think, let's say
12 wins in a row
Rob Font
to
may
can't
be
even win anything.
Rob Font may be on that descent after, especially if Sandhagen knocks Font out. I mean, I'm not sure what more Font could do because, like I said, I don't think he's ever been knocked out. But like I said, I think it's going to happen this weekend. I mean, the dude's just aging, and he's aging badly. This isn't like a fine wine aging. This is like a, you know, I don't even
Washed
know.
King Asian.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's not pretty. And like I said, I think Sandhagen's just a more complete fighter. He should be able to beat Font up pretty easily.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Um, I think Sandhagen easily can get the finish here. Um, I'm a big fan of Sandhagen.
Yeah, I am as well. He's he's impressed me even in his losses. He's impressed me because I think he lost in a split decision to Dillashaw, and then you lose to Peter Yan. Who, Peter Yan hasn't looked the best lately, but he still is Peter Yan. So
Yeah. Now
I mean, yeah,
that
I'm
Peter
definitely
Yan
impressed.
fight that was before Yan fought Aljamain Sterling again, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
can't
it was
remember
the
how long it
Yan that was
was.
actually good.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, like it's like I think Yan. What didn't Yan actually lose his last fight? I can't remember.
Yes, he
I can't remember who he
lost
fought.
to Davalish, Davalshi. I can never pronounce his
Yes,
name.
yes, okay. I knew it wasn't. I knew he fought Sean O'Malley, but I knew that wasn't his last fight. I guess that's what I was getting at. I couldn't remember what his
Yeah,
last fight
yeah.
was. I
I'm
just
not
knew it
gonna
wasn't
lie.
Sean O'Malley.
He kind of got robbed in that fight against Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I'm pretty sure like that was like a bad robbery, but then he lost a fight after that where like, everyone's like, like
Yeah,
okay,
like, oh, we can forget about it now, whatever.
yeah,
But
because it's not like
pretty.
that.
It
Yeah,
was
it's
a
not
pretty
like that
bad
decision
robbery.
loss is like a huge loss on Pirion's career now at this point because he's lost a crap ton now.
Yeah. So, Sandhagen did beat Song, who, by the way, just got robbed at gunpoint the other day. If y'all heard about that, which is nuts to me. Um, he's a pretty good fighter, and he beat Vera. So, I think Sandhagen. There's obviously an avenue for the belt for him. Let me rephrase it, to an opportunity at the belt.
Yes,
I don't
yes, there
think
you
anybody in
go.
the division beats Sterling.
Yeah, and I think actually they're promoting this fight to be whoever wins this fight
Gets
that
the
will
next title
get the
shot.
yes. I think that's how
Yeah.
they're promoting it. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't really seen much promotion for this card, even though like we've been saying it's gonna be some pretty close fights.
Yeah, for
It wouldn't
sure.
surprise me for about like 5 or 6 of the fights I've called if it went the other way. But
Oh yeah, no
that's the
kidding.
beauty of the UFC.
Yep, gotta love it.
Always. Well, any other weekend events you want to touch on?
Not that I know of. Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then yes, we can wrap this up.
Yep. Thank you for listening, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, I know you've been thinking about that
It
this
was
whole
brought to
past
my
hour.
attention that I'm bad about saying thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone. You watch too much YouTube, so you hear all
Yeah.
your the people you subscribe to say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Please leave a like.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, no, we're not YouTubers yet, so we'll stick to the major streaming platforms for audio only, at least for now. Who knows? And but yes, thank you all for tuning in and listening. We do always greatly appreciate it. Feel free to follow us, add us if you think any of our decisions on these UFC fights are stupid, or if you're as excited as the NFL returning as us. Holla at us, let us know. I know we're excited. I will not stop talking about it from here on out. That's only going to be more and more and more, unless MLB. Thank goodness. So
Pels and 6.
Oh, yes. And then, yes, basketball will return shortly after that. But, it all really is back with the world team. But, anyways, once again, thank you all for tuning in and listening. Y'all enjoy y'all's day, evening, night, whatever it may be. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yep. Thanks.